Take me on the road again and get me back down the way it used to be. Wanna tell you right now, that's who it is. It's now Montez at midday. Montez at midday. Montez at midday. Montez at midday. Welcome to St. Louis Organics presents Montez at midday. How we doing, good folk, good people? What up Wednesdays, I like to call the show. Hello, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. How are you all doing today? All righty. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you. We appreciate it. Latest episode of our podcast is up. Episode 490 is up. Wherever you listen to your favorite podcast at. Tune in, check it out. You can go to Anchor, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, or the easiest way, just follow us on our social media platform of Facebook, Who's to Blame, Instagram, Who's to Blame the Podcast, Twitter at W2B Dre Montez, and YouTube Dre Montez. Like, subscribe, share, comment, complain, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever it may be, as long as you communicate with us. That's all we want, and appreciate the details of the day. High fives in the building for everybody. Huh? Chest bumping it. Let's hug it out. 2 times on the hug. It's What Up Wednesday. So what up, good people? On the phone. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Happy anniversary. Congratulations. If you got the keys to the place, finally. And if you're still trying to get there, don't give up. We got you back. It's all about a support system. No matter how you look at it, how you want it to go down, whether if you got a kid off in school, they're going to private school, they kind of go further away for high school, or they just left home for the first time. You're dealing with it, they're dealing with it. But in the end, I think it's all going to be okay. Just communicate with one another, okay? If you get homesick, that's okay. It's okay. It's okay to get homesick. I get homesick and I live in the town. But that first time you leave home, though, I mean, that's a different ordeal. That's a different ball of wax. You're not prepared for it, not just the music, the people, the food, the vernacular, the enunciation, the swag, what's the it thing, and what the town or the school you go to. All that is called very good adaptability. Some do it well, some take a little longer, but it's okay. Just call home, text, right? Do what you got to do to get through the situation. But more importantly, let's continue to grow our educational mindset out there, right? We got to do that. Got to get these babies right, huh? Because everybody off at school now. We got parents that are back in school now. You can do it. We got people going after a degree they always wanted, getting back in to get their master's, their doctorate, whatever it may be. It seems like people are still keeping their foot moving toward a better education and mindset. I salute. I really do. I salute you. I mean, it's a lot going on, but I think there's more opportunities and availability to help us do anything we want to do now. They give us windows of opportunity. Jobs are more lenient with people trying to better themselves and make more money outside of the job or within the job, whether it's OJC or training on the job. Whatever it may be, I think they're making little things a little bit more easier for folks by the programs I'm watching and just by having conversations with people that are in the everyday workforce out there. But keep it moving and keep on going. Well, today on the show, I think the older we get, we look at everything differently. Yeah, that's what Willie in the building. That known Willie here with Dre. Known Willie with Dre. But the older we get, whether it's movies, participating in a sport event, watching a sporting event, leisure travel, business travel, whatever it may be, I look at everything quite differently now. And I think that has to go with, I guess, age progression. Like for instance, when I see kids playing sports now, whether on television or in my neighborhood walk, now I stop and watch and try to listen to the kids, see what the content they're talking about out there, see what's the thing. Years past, I would just keep it going. But I get enjoyment out of watching the younger generation play sports without without so much adult interaction. At first, I used to think it was needed, but now I kind of watch them do their thing. Let them play. Let them play. There's a part and there's a time for the organizational part and structured lifestyle of sports. But I think in the beginning, just let them play. Let them have fun, the pure enjoyment of it all. Because once they got the rules and regulations and the guidelines and the schedule involved, then it becomes a little bit more difficult. It becomes a little bit more difficult. I mean, just like with the preparation of football right now, I used to look at it one sided, but now it's like a whole plan. It's a whole board up here in order for us to pull this season off in a way that's going to keep the boosters and the fans happy, and as well as my players. We got to do all that from this board. And everything is very detailed, but everybody has a job to do. When you're a kid, you just want to blame the quarterback, blame your favorite player that isn't doing anything, blame the manager. You blaming everybody else because you're looking at it one way. But as you learn more about things, you see there are more things involved to get that smile of happiness, water cooler conversation going out of us on Mondays or a day after a big game or a pivotal game. It gets to that situation. There's so many things involved to ensure my Florida Gators go out here and play well, or an NFL team is doing it well. I look at it just totally different now. I look at the draft in a totally different way now. I'm not looking at it just as the owners do, a live stock show, a commodity show, a live actual human being auction is what they're having. But I'm looking at it like this now. A lot of people are utilizing the draft as a different mindset. We've learned over the past 5 to 8 years, the draft is not that important for us to work out anymore. I'm talking about the workout aspect of the draft. You have to utilize that to the best of your window of opportunity. We thought it before, it was just, if you don't go to the draft and do a workout, this here is going to happen. This here is going to happen. If you don't do this, here's what's going to happen. But now they changed the whole narrative on that. Now you have total control over your lifestyle. Now I think now from 8th grade on, I think athletes have more control or say so as they're trying to pivot their sports lifestyle into their own personal lifestyle. That's how I'm seeing it now. I could be wrong as a legally blind person, but I'm getting that there's more of an input from today's athlete than an athlete, let's say 10, 15 years ago. 10, 15 years ago, you had to show up and show out and do some shameful or disrespectful on TV to get someone to pay attention to you. Now, all that has shifted in a more positive way to help out the athlete and for them to excel well, whether they're in a good mood or a bad mood. They know they're at work. And when you have that mindset and mentality, it makes the approach to the game totally different. But when I was younger, I didn't see none of this. It's like when we're young, we're looking at something for our own pure enjoyment and excitement. You know, when it's a cartoon, we're in it for the colors and the voice work or whatever the cartoon is about. When it comes to sports, we want it to go our way. And if it doesn't go our way, we got the X's and O's and excuses and exploits that we yell out to the TV or at the game. Is it warranted because it didn't go our way? But if we got a complete understanding of the whole board, I think it'd calm down the madness. I mean, Jim Leland did it the best, the way he would break down the entire baseball season to make sense. He broke it down in parts so it doesn't come at a new ball player making a major league roster that has the potential to be a great player and really help this ball club. But you really want to put the 162 game issue on the line in the initial meeting? No. Let me simplify your baseball season. Okay. If we win all of our day games, here's what we can do. If we win all of our games on Sundays, here's what we can do. He broke it down to a really beautiful, mathematical, genuinely put theory on how to make the playoffs in the major leagues without applying all that pressure on your players. If you come in the locker room and you already know, look, in order for us to make the season, we got to win 14 games. Damn. Pressure. But if you just do your job everything else will fall into place. That's how I look at it now. If everybody does their job, it'll all fall into place. It comes up there with that attack in the process, or it's a process. It's basically saying, take our time. Let's not rush our way through it. If we take our time, here's what's going to happen. If we rush through it, here's what's going to happen with that scenario in life, sports, lifestyle, relationships. If we take our time, here's what can happen. Now, I'm not saying you need to rush to get the cutty or give it up real quick on the cutty, but either way, there's a process to it all. Montez at midday. Way back Wednesday edition of the show, full of excitement, several things going on. It's almost September. Dum dum. You know what that means. Dum dum. Football season. Dum dum. Fantasy football. Dum dum. Gambling on college football. Dum dum. Gambling on the NFL. Dum dum. And Libra season. All those things are going on. And we're excited about it all in more ways than one. In more ways than one. I think we are pretty psyched about it. We're going to come back and have one more discussion on this way back Wednesday edition of the show. Take a short break, have a word from our sponsor to make sure you're getting your scrub on today. Be right back.
Mountain Man Scrub. As smooth as a river flows. MountainManScrub.com. Get your scrub on.
What's going on, good people? And welcome back to St. Louis Organics Presents Montez at Midday. I'm your host, Dre Montez, and it is What Up Wednesday. So what up to you and your people? If you're at work, you're sneaking on your phone, got your earpiece in, got your head down, I appreciate you any way you're listening to the show. Thank you. What's going on, my man, Counselor? Counselor is in the building today. My man, greatest baseball mindset. Him and Tunes can bring some baseball knowledge. You ever have a group of friends that know something about sports and you enjoy listening to them when they have whether it's a debate or discussion or topic of interest? They bring me the entertainment that I need. All right, kids. Well, we know the guy. We've heard all kinds of stories about him. There's been different theories about him, but it's out. I'm talking about Tyson. Mike Tyson, heavyweight champion, youngest ever. Any kind of accolade you want to put on there, Mike Tyson did it. Bad motherfucker. Don't fuck with Mike. Did he really hit him in the hangover? Why he get a tattoo on his face? The lifestyle. What really happened in Indianapolis? All that. We've heard all kinds of stories about when it comes to Mike Tyson. How do you feel about him? Your thoughts? Have you ever seen him fight before? We know what he did to Spinks. We know. Let it go, St. Louis. Let it go. That's what happens. But in this new Hulu special with Mike Tyson, I like the way they did it. It's done from a very completely different perspective. If you are a Mike Tyson fan and you followed Mike Tyson, I would love to hear from you when you watch the first 2 episodes that are out right now. Check that out. But the way it's done is very unique. We've seen autobiography done and biography done and documentaries done on people and stars we have heard about. Some we know, don't know. Some stories we kind of know. But all of Mike Tyson really happened in my lifetime. At 51 years old, I remember all this about Mike Tyson. The stories he told from when Gus was alive, the former trainers, the boxers, all of it. And the way they captured what we know as Tyson fans is beautifully done. Beautifully done. Now, here's my question with that Tyson thing. At a certain time, we knew people, we played with people in our neighborhood as kids. They didn't live there. I mean, that wasn't their parents they lived with, but they lived with a family that you play with. You know, they were their cousin or whatever. Wasn't their brother, their cousin. Maybe from out of state. But a cousin lived with some kids in the neighborhood that just, their parents wasn't in the house. There was a lot of that. I went through a lot of that as a kid, saw a lot of that. But then you get to the ones that go outside of the family to live with someone. That's the decision that it's I think it's coming on Netflix. It's telling the story of actors, athletes, entertainers, whatever it may be, that were not raised by their actual parents. They left the home for educational reasons, financial reasons, housing, crime, whatever it may be. It changed the trajectory on their upbringing. Okay. Now, I'm not just talking about black going to white or white going with black. All ethnicities are involved in this, but it's a culture shock to the kid. Now, there's some good stories and there's some bad stories. And there's some learning and some curving points at this whole situation that some we've heard about, some we forgot about, we have no idea about. It's just the way they kept their private life private. But for the ones that we do know about, when a child decides to go live somewhere else because they don't like where they're living at, is it too strict there? Again, the housing situation. And we know the story. We know the other stories. We don't know all that. But let's just say if it's the kid just say, hey, I have a better time at Todd and Jason's house when I'm here at home. Can I go live with them? I'm going to still go to the same school, but I'm going to go live with them. That is a big thing here in St. Louis. Didn't know that. That a lot of kids are friends that have lived together at one family's house for sports reasons. I know what you're thinking. Not talking about kids getting apartments and fake addresses and all that shit, for a sporting advantage for the school or the district or for the coaches to get something in his pocket to help the kid get on to college. I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking about the initial point when a child decides to leave the actual parents' home and go somewhere else to get an education or a learning experience or an opportunity. Now, we're past college. We made it in our professional field. Now we're in our mid-30s, early 40s. How is that relationship with that child now? Is it better? Is it strong? Is it estranged? Did it get worse? Or did that move help your relationship better? Now, unfortunately, a lot of these athletes lost their parents as well. And a lot of these entertainers lost their parents in the process of doing this type of maneuver. But it seems as though this is becoming a thing again. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's not a good thing. I'm just, again, looking at things totally different now, having that type of opportunity. Hey, I want to go live here because I can get this. Is it all part of the board? Is it all part of the board? That's what I want to know. If it's a part of the board, I think that's awesome. But are both parties involved when this decision is made, or is it a yelling match? I'm getting the hell out of here. You get the hell out of my house. You go somewhere else and live. Since you want to act like a man or a woman around here, you go somewhere else. Are both parties sitting down at the table? This is what we're going to do. Here's the real outlook on this. Here's what we're going to do. You could go to a bigger house, better situation, school. Either way, it's going to be a culture shock somewhere. It's going to hit you like, whoa, bam. I mean, people growing up with their grandmothers and their aunts and uncles, that's in the family, though. That's in the family. I'm talking about outside of the family. No blood relation at all. Outside of the family, your child is being raised by this family because of this. And I want to know moving forward, when the child is in their 30s or after their career is over or in the middle of the career, what is the relationship like with the actual parents? That's what I'm wondering. Because I'm hearing the stories that they keep showing in little glimpses. They're not that good. They're not that good. And then the ones that lost the parent or both parents or even a sibling, there's some anger issues. There's some resentment. Oh, I wish I would have done this. So I wish I would have done that because at some point I was real selfish. I was doing this for me and I wasn't thinking about my family. And I mentioned this a few weeks ago. The pressure that is out here put on kids ages 10 to 15 years old that are living in conditions that we still can't even fathom today. That's a lot of pressure to put on a kid. They're already thinking about being grown, getting a job, getting that money, getting a whip, getting some clothes. From 10 to 15 years old, here it is 2022, and that's the mindset of a 10 to 15-year-old getting a bag. How can we change that? I don't think it can be anything done overnight. We know what just happened, 3-4 weeks ago. There's a lot going on. But don't give up. Don't give up. No matter what, don't give up. Keep going. Keep going. Keep that education going as well. And matter of fact, if you're doing any moving and you're looking for some help out there, whether it's residential or commercial, local or long distance, I know it's the 31st and you just caught. You're tired. You don't want to do this shit. You want somebody else to do it. St. Louis Best Moving, 314-669-5971. Give them a call today, and they will get you straight. Rico and the crew would take care of the situation, make life a little easier for you. Take a little stress off yourself. Give those guys a call today, 314-669-5971. St. Louis Best Moving Company. Let them know Dre sent you. All right, good people. There it is right there. Sometimes you need people to help you out sometimes. Whether it's you got car issues, we got you right here in Charlotte, North Carolina, Huntersville area. Look out. 4.9 Auto 22. 980-361-3984. 4.9 Auto 22, Huntersville and Charlotte, North Carolina, serving you today. 980-361-3984. And tell you what, it's female owned and operated. Female owned and operated. There it is. So for the people. Of the people right there for you, getting it in and getting it done on all cylinders and levels. So it's Wednesday. Podcast episode 490 is up. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Like, follow, and share the show. Visit the website today, www.dremontez.com. If you would like to be a sponsor of the show, you can contact me there. Or if you would like to make a donation, there's a donation button on the page as well. We appreciate all donations. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Well, folks, we have to get ready for our day and continue the work journey. Good luck to Serena tonight. Good luck to you, girl. The expectations are high, but I think no matter whatever you do, you did your best. Keep it moving forward. And don't forget, as always, folks, in the words of my great-grandpappy, don't forget to appreciate the details of the day. Let's get us some music getting up out of here, and we're going to do it. Coming along with me just today on the show. Montez at midday. Montez at midday. Oh, yeah. Montez at midday. You know you got it. Montez at midday. You know you got it. Montez at midday. We'll see you next time. Montez at midday. Montez at midday. You know you got it. See you next time. Montez at midday. Peace.